Can a tiara without a single gemstone shine as brilliantly as royal treasures adorned with diamonds? When we think of royal tiaras, our imagination immediately conjures images of luxurious jewels, dazzling diamonds, the glow of gold, and the refined elegance of platinum settings. They are always something precious, exquisite, and timeless. But what if I told you that there exists a tiara that contains not a single diamond? Moreover, it is crafted entirely out of steel, a material that can hardly be described as glamorous or typical for royal treasures. I must confess, when I first saw this tiara, I had no idea it lacked precious stones or the usual gold or silver. Its sparkle and brilliance were so sophisticated that I was convinced it was yet another masterpiece of jewelry art, encrusted with diamonds. But that's precisely what makes it unique. Despite the simplicity of its material, the tiara exudes majesty. Its intricate design, rich detailing, and the way light dances on its polished surfaces make it one of the most impressive pieces I have ever seen. This extraordinary tiara belongs to the Swedish royal family and carries a history as rich as its design, a history tied to none other than Napoleon Bonaparte himself. From the triumphs of an imperial court to years of obscurity in royal archives, and finally, its revival in modern times, the story of this tiara is as captivating as the era in which it was created. Before we begin, please support my channel by clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you. The tiara we will talk about today is believed to have belonged to Hortense de Beauharnais, the daughter of Josephine, Napoleon Bonaparte's first wife. Hortense's life, much like the tiara itself, was extraordinary and full of contrasts. Hortense was born in Paris in 1783 to the aristocrat Alexandre de Beauharnais and his wife Josephine. Her childhood unfolded during one of the most turbulent periods in history, the French Revolution. The family was torn apart. Her parents divorced, and when Hortense was only 11 years old, her father was executed by guillotine. Around the same time, her mother, also imprisoned, narrowly escaped the same fate. Young Hortense and her brother Eugene were left almost entirely alone, cared for by servants and a governess. Their lives changed dramatically when Josephine married Napoleon Bonaparte. Becoming part of his family thrust Hortense into the very heart of European politics and court life. This new status brought many opportunities, but also significant challenges. In 1802, at just 18 years old, Hortense was compelled to marry Napoleon's younger brother, Louis Bonaparte. This union was a political arrangement designed to strengthen familial ties and secure the Bonaparte dynasty's hold on power. The marriage, however, was far from harmonious. Louis and Hortense were profoundly different, and their relationship was fraught with tension. Despite this, they had 3 sons, one of whom would go on to become Napoleon III. In 1806, Napoleon established the Kingdom of Holland and appointed Louis as its king, making Hortense the queen. She moved to the Netherlands but longed for France, openly mourning the life she had left behind. Her eldest son, Napoleon Charles, was seen as a potential heir to Napoleon, but tragically died of croup at the age of 5. This loss was a devastating blow to Hortense, yet she continued to fulfill her duties as queen. Tensions between Louis and Napoleon escalated, especially as Louis's position as king became increasingly precarious. In 1810, Louis abdicated the throne, and Holland was annexed by France. This marked the de facto end of their marriage. Hortense returned to France, where she began a love affair with Charles de Flahaut, resulting in the secret birth of her son, Charles de Morny, in 1811. After Napoleon's defeat in 1815, Hortense was forced into exile. She found refuge in Switzerland, where she purchased the Arenenberg Castle on the shores of Lake Constance. It was here that she spent the rest of her life, surrounded by memories of her past grandeur. Her home became a gathering place for artists, poets, and intellectuals of the time. She passed away in 1837, not living to see her son Napoleon III rise to power as president and later emperor of France. Thanks to her position at Napoleon's court and her status as Queen of Holland, Hortense de Beauharnais amassed an impressive collection of jewelry. Among her treasures was a set made of cut steel and gold, which included several pieces. a tiara, a necklace, a pair of earrings, and a hair comb. This set was not merely a nod to fashion, but a true masterpiece, showcasing the unique craftsmanship of its era. Cut steel, a material renowned for its brilliance, was a popular choice in the jewelry craft of the 18th and 19th centuries. These pieces were made by meticulously shaping tiny steel studs, which were faceted, polished, and then riveted onto a base. The result was nothing short of mesmerizing. Each facet sparkled and reflected light, creating an effect strikingly similar to diamonds. This material became a genuine alternative to precious gemstones, particularly during periods when laws or wars limited access to true treasures. For example, during the 7 Years' War, King Louis XV of France asked his subjects to donate their jewelry to fund the military. In response, craftsmen began creating steel jewelry, offering even those who had given up their treasures a way to adorn themselves stylishly. Despite its practicality, cut steel jewelry remained fashionable and elegant, rivaling traditional pieces made of gold and gemstones. The creation of cut steel jewelry was an incredibly labor-intensive process. Each tiny steel stud was hand-cut, often with as many as 15 facets to achieve maximum brilliance. These were then polished to a mirror-like finish and riveted onto a base in dense, intricate patterns that resembled cobblestones or pavés. The highest quality pieces were so luminous and intricately designed that they were sometimes valued even more highly than gold. The fashion for cut steel jewelry in France likely gained momentum during Napoleon's era. When he married his second wife, Archduchess Marie-Louise of Austria, he reportedly gifted her a parure made entirely of cut steel jewelry. This act not only underscored the material's growing prominence, but also showcased its ability to rival traditional precious materials in elegance and refinement. After Hortense's death, her extensive jewelry collection was distributed among her children and relatives. The cut steel tiara is believed to have been passed on to her niece, Princess Eugénie of Leuchtenberg. Eugénie, the daughter of Eugene de Beauharnais, married Prince Constantine of Hohenzollern-Hechingen, but their union left no heirs. When Eugénie tragically passed away from tuberculosis in 1847, the tiara was inherited by her younger sister, Amélie, who had once been Empress of Brazil as the wife of Emperor Pedro I. After her brief reign in Brazil, Amélie spent her remaining years in exile in Portugal, carefully preserving much of the family's treasured jewelry. When Amélie died in 1873, the majority of her jewels, including the cut steel parure, were bequeathed to her only surviving sister, Josephine of Leuchtenberg, who had become Queen of Sweden and Norway. Josephine married Crown Prince Oscar, the son of King Carl XIV Johan, the first Swedish monarch from the Bernadotte dynasty. This union brought an array of Napoleonic treasures into the Swedish royal collection, including the famed cameos, sapphires, and amethysts. As queen, Josephine enriched the Swedish collection with these historical jewels. However, the cut steel tiara seems to have drawn little attention. Unlike traditional gold and gemstone pieces, it was likely viewed as less significant due to its unconventional material. As a result, the tiara was placed in storage, stored among metal items rather than jewelry in a cupboard within the royal palace in Stockholm. It is believed that someone, failing to recognize its true value, miscategorized it as a simple metal artifact. The tiara remained unseen for more than 150 years, until 1976, when Göran Alm, a Swedish art historian, stumbled upon the cut steel parure while examining artifacts for an exhibition dedicated to King Carl XIV Johan. Alm quickly recognized the exceptional nature of his discovery. Following restoration, the tiara was returned to the Swedish royal jewelry collection. This rediscovery marked the beginning of a new chapter in the tiara's history. Queen Silvia wore it for the first time in 1979, making an impressive debut during a state visit to Austria. Regal and unusual, the tiara immediately captured the attention of the public and jewelry experts alike. Its unique ability to sparkle like diamonds under light made it the perfect accessory for evening events and formal banquets. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Queen Silvia incorporated the tiara into her official wardrobe, establishing it as a notable piece in her collection. However, she was not the only one to appreciate its beauty. In 1984, Princess Lilian, the wife of Prince Bertil, wore the tiara to the Nobel Prize ceremony. Later, Princess Christina, the sister of King Carl XVI Gustaf, chose the tiara for several gala dinners and Nobel banquets. Her elegant styling highlighted the tiara's versatility and charm. Another royal admirer of the tiara was Princess Desiree, another of the king's sisters. She occasionally chose the tiara for important occasions, including the weddings of Princess Madeleine in 2013 and Prince Carl Philip in 2015. However, the tiara's most devoted champion has been Crown Princess Victoria. She first wore it in the mid-2000s, and it has since become one of her favorite pieces. Victoria donned the tiara for the Nobel Prize ceremonies in 2004 and 2010, as well as for numerous gala dinners and state occasions. In 2013, she wore the tiara 4 times in just 3 months, underscoring its significance in her royal jewelry repertoire. For Victoria, the Napoleonic Cut Steel Tiara is more than just an accessory. It symbolizes a profound connection to history and family heritage. In a 2020 interview, she expressed her deep affection for the tiara, noting that she wears it only at events where she can remain relatively still. This is because the tiara is fragile and requires careful handling. Nevertheless, Victoria emphasized the importance of wearing historical artifacts like this one, ensuring they remain alive. Most recently, in December 2024, during a royal dinner in Stockholm, Princess Madeleine surprised everyone by wearing the Napoleonic Cut Steel Tiara, a rare and exciting appearance that highlighted the enduring allure of this extraordinary piece. Interestingly, the Swedish royal family's collection includes another fascinating tiara that may not be as well known as the Napoleonic Cut Steel Tiara, but in my opinion, deserves just as much attention. This elegant cut steel bandeau stands out for its contemporary, minimalist design, despite its deep historical roots. Crafted in the same style as the larger Napoleonic Cut Steel Tiara, this bandeau features polished steel elements cut with precision. Its lattice-like pattern, crowned with carefully faceted and polished steel beads, creates a shimmering effect reminiscent of dark diamonds. The set also includes a matching hair comb, perfectly complementing the tiara's refined design. While the exact origin of the bandeau remains unknown, it is believed, like the Napoleonic tiara, to date back to the era of Hortense de Beauharnais. However, no definitive evidence has been found to confirm this theory. After years of obscurity, the bandeau made a public reappearance in 2012. Crown Princess Victoria was the first to wear it, choosing this exquisite piece for a gala dinner held before the wedding of hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume of Luxembourg and Countess Stephanie de Lannoy. Victoria paired the bandeau with the matching hair comb, completing her look and highlighting the tiara's unique charm. Since then, Victoria has worn the bandeau on several official occasions, including the 2012 Nobel Prize banquet and the state visit of the President of Turkey to Sweden in 2013. In 2016, the bandeau was worn by another member of the royal family, Princess Sofia. For her 3rd Nobel Prize banquet, Sofia selected this tiara, pairing it with emerald and diamond earrings and a floral brooch. She gave the bandeau a fresh, dynamic appearance, emphasizing its versatility. The following year, the bandeau reappeared at the Nobel Prize ceremony, this time worn by Princess Christina. Her short haircut and minimalist styling enhanced the tiara's modern aesthetic, adding to its charm and timelessness. What do you think of these remarkable tiaras? Which one do you prefer? The majestic Napoleonic Cut Steel Tiara or the elegant contemporary bandeau? Let me know in the comments which of these masterpieces you would choose if you had the chance. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. If you enjoyed our journey into the world of royal jewelry, don't forget to give it a like to support my channel and subscribe so you don't miss more stories about royal treasures and their fascinating histories. See you next time.